Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. It is becoming hotter, it is becoming murky, it is becoming messy. I don't know. If there is something that William Ruto will live to regret in his political life, is the choice of Rigathi Gachagua to become his deputy, is his running mate and his deputy. Had he known, he would have gone by the choice of the majority who gave him Kithure Kindiki. Because William Ruto has been shown by Rigathi Gachagua that no one has got monopoly of being a shrewd politician. For a very long time, William Ruto has thought that he's got the monopoly of being the most cunning and the most shrewd politician. But Rigathi has taken the war to his doorstep, and Rigathi is showing him that I'm not a pushover. As early as midday, there was information that Rigathi Gachagua was going to have a press conference in his current home. And as usual, Rigathi is known to spill the beans. Anytime he calls for a press conference, he will tell people the way it is. But today, many people in many political pundits and commentators had got one imagination in their minds, that Rigathi Gachagua was going to resign. He was going to tender his resignation in the full glare of the camera. And all the journalists had set up their tools because we wanted to hear what we always call the bombshell itself. William Ruto himself thought that Rigathi Gachagua was going to resign. We have been told that there was a meeting that they had with Rigathi Gachagua, and he told him that now that we are reading from different scripts in this presidency, please pave way. And the allegations you've had that Rigathi told him, I was voted by 7 million people, and therefore I want 8 billion shillings. Of course, Rigathi has since distanced himself from those allegations. In a church on Sunday, Rigathi Gachagua remorsefully apologized to William Ruto and told him, in our course of zealous duty, if have wronged you in any way, please forgive me. And many people thought that that was an admission to having wronged President Ruto. And many thought that Rigathi Gachagua has now decided to take humble pie, and that today he was going to give his final apology before he resigns, because he believes, or many people thought, that the members of the National Assembly have either been bought or have decided that they are going to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. But today, Rigathi had some bad news to William Ruto. He had some bad news to anyone who would imagine that he's going to resign. Many people had predicted. And in fact, Rigathi revealed that Ruto has been sending some of his friends to intimidate him. Anasema wananiuzia uoga. They have been telling him, man, can you resign? I want you to watch this clip, because Rigathi is telling Ruto to his face. In fact, he laughed it off very loudly. And he was asking, how can a man who has been elected by more than 7 million votes resign?
When I called this press conference, there was a lot of speculation that Rigathi Gachagua wants to resign. This is a man elected by 7.2 million Kenyans. How dare you suggest to him that he can do so without public participation? I have no intention whatsoever to resign from this job. I'll fight to the end. I have tremendous respect for our judiciary and the professional judges of the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court. And in the professional manner, they have handled serious issues affecting Kenya. The impeachment of a deputy president elected by 7.2 million Kenyans is not a small matter that can hastily be decided by a few members of parliament and senators and wish it away. I'll submit myself to independent institutions to get justice. And I'm sure, I have no doubt in my mind that I'll get justice. And this impeachment will be thrown out. And I'll carry out my duties as deputy president. That is why anybody sending feelers to me to resign is a joker. And I found a few people using my friends to come and sweet talk to me. Please, my friends, I don't want to become enemies with you. When you are given such silly messages, don't bring them to me. I have no intention. I cannot resign. I did not give myself this job. I was given by the people of Kenya. I've done nothing wrong against the people of Kenya whatsoever. I've worked hard. I've been very loyal to my boss, President William Ruto. I have worked hard every day. And I will not be distracted.
Many people believed that Rigathi should save his face because in the event that he is impeached, being an ambitious politician the way he is, he will not get an opportunity to run for any office, to run for a public or political office. And that is why most of us thought that maybe he had considered and he weighed and he thought maybe I would rather resign to fight another day. That is what we all thought. But Rigathi would have none of it. And Rigathi has decided to take the war to Ruto's doorstep. That is it. You saw the way he was laughing, he laughed it off. He's ready to take the war to Ruto's doorstep. He's ready. The battle lines are drawn, daggers are being brandished, and in fact, he has refused to blink. Ruto had thought that Rigathi Gachagua would blink first. So number one, Rigathi is ready to take the war to the furthest level. He's ready to fight to the last drop of his blood. Number two, Rigathi has shown his supporters that he's not a coward. We thought that he had been intimidated. Of course, we saw him chest thumping, saying he was elected by the people of Kenya, not members of parliament. But at some point, I thought Rigathi has realized that he's going to lose this war, this battle. But he has shown that he's not a coward. He's a risk taker because going to the full length to argue his case in the National Assembly, and maybe the Senate will also call him, knowing very well that he can either lose or win. And if he loses, then he will not run for any political office. Then it means that Rigathi is a risk taker. Like in business, he does not know whether he's going to make profits or lose. He has decided he's going for it. He's a gambler, if you ask me. This is political gamble of the highest order. Rigathi Gachagua is going to test the independence of the judiciary. And you saw the way he praised the judiciary. And he says he's got faith in this independent institution, from the High Court to the apex court of our land, the Supreme Court. And so he's going to test the independence. Rigathi also understands the weighty issues behind him. And he understands that this is the first time that we are trying to impeach a deputy president in the country. And Rigathi knows very well that this has to be tested in our judiciary. According to him, he feels he might lose it in the National Assembly. He feels he might even lose it at the Senate level. But if there is one place which will be the final one, is the judiciary. and he wants to seek legal aid redress. Remember, it is the responsibility of the judiciary to interpret laws. So if something will be passed in our parliament, then it is going to be interpreted whether it followed the right procedure. Rigathi has continued to talk about the will of the people, and that is going to form the basis of his argument, the will of the people. Remember, when William Ruto came in, he said that some people wanted to overturn the will of the people in Bomas. And that is the same argument that Rigathi is going to go with in the court. That is it possible that a man who has been elected by over 7 million votes can be ousted within no minute by some 300 members of parliament? And he understands that we are standing at a very precarious moment where the decision that we make today will impact on us tomorrow. He understands that very well. Rigathi understands that he has the people. And the reason why he's so much confident about this, he knows the slogan, Kufa dereva, Kufa makanga. Kufa makanga, Kufa dereva. He understands that the people of Kenya are tired of this UDA government. And therefore they are sending one message: you either remain or you both leave the seat. And that is the confidence that he has, because he understands in the public participations, he's had people talk of either waende wote ama wabaki wote. That gives him the confidence. Rigathi knows very well that Mount Kenya is solidly behind him. And William Ruto has been disappointed. Kimani Ichung'wah has been disappointed. Those who have been thinking that he will resign, they have been disappointed. You know, what he has shown Ruto is that I don't fear you. He's telling Ruto, I believe in the independence of the institutions that will listen to this case. He's telling him the buck does not stop with you. If you so wish to push me away, there is a constitution that is bigger than you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Rigathi has left William Ruto with a rotten egg on the face. He has refused to blink fast. People thought that he would blink. It is full-blown. They have decided they are going. And I'm just wondering if the courts or any of the parliaments stops his impeachment. How is it gonna be? That's what I'm telling you, it is going to be messy. Rigathi has said, and in fact, I want us in our next video to try and look at how he replied to each and every accusation. Look at the highlights and see any possibility of Rigathi going home. What do you think? Because I believe Rigathi has won this case to the people of Kenya. In the court of the public opinions, he has won it.